Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, whatever time it is. Aloha and welcome. Welcome on in. We're a little earlier today. Yeah. Welcome. I see Mom's in the house. Anna is in the house. Where is everybody? Changing times, confusing people. I have places to be later, so that's why we're earlier. Welcome. Welcome to day 19 of the 40 days of Reiki. My intention with this series is to come to you live for 40 days over the course of the Lenten season to educate, inspire, inform, and intrigue you about Reiki as a tool for healing in mind, body, soul, and spirit, as well as a tool for spiritual awakening and as a spiritual path in and of itself. And as I've been saying recently, it really is, Reiki can be a la carte. It can be just for healing. It can be just a spiritual path. It can just be tools for spiritual awakening. It can be just, for physical healing. It can be whatever you want it to be. Or it can be all of the above. I choose all of the above because I want it all. I want everything that can be offered with this incredible, absolutely incredible Reiki energy. So Reiki is universal life force energy. It's conscious life force energy. It's spiritually guided life force energy, as well as a system of tools and techniques for healing and awakening. And again, as I say often, Reiki's not a religion. I'm not here to tell you what to believe or to impose my beliefs on you or to say that my beliefs are right and yours are wrong. That's not it at all. Like, everybody is great where you're at, whether you're religious, spiritual, or not, whatever you believe, that is just fine. I share my belief system because I love my belief system, and that's how I perceive reality, and it all makes sense to me. So that's where I'm coming from. So my intention, as I said, is to educate, inform, inspire, and intrigue you about Reiki. And I'll be doing this over the course of the Lenten season through Easter, April 4th. That is my intention. I'll be traveling a little later on, but we'll see how that goes. So a few announcements. I have a free video mini course, and y'all, I just filmed the new video for it yesterday. I send an exclusive video to my private email list, my Earth Angels, once a week, and I'm teaching the flower of healing, which is everything I've learned since my spiritual awakening and my healing journey really kicked into gear about 2012. And I shot and edited that video yesterday, and it's about the third petal in the flower of healing. And it's powerful, y'all. Like, it's really powerful. We can talk about that a little bit later, but basically, I was watching and editing it, and I was like, who was that? I talked about this in my post today, but I was like, who was that watching that? I know who it was. But yeah, it was not just me, let's put it that way. It was much better. It was much higher sourced than Taylor Personality. We'll say that. But if you're interested in being, getting those videos, please sign up. The new video will be delivered to email inboxes tomorrow morning. And the sign up link for that is in my Instagram bio, or it's in my YouTube description if you're watching this on YouTube. Second thing, I will be teaching Reiki 1 and 2, the training, the course, the certification, online in May, meaning you can take it no matter where you are, whether you're able-bodied, not in such good shape and health right now. You just need an internet connection and some kind of device, and you can tune in live. It is a healing experience. It's a training. You'll learn how to do Reiki on yourself and others. It's great if you like want to give Reiki to others, but it's good if you just want to heal yourself with Reiki too. You don't have to like become a Reiki practitioner or anything just because you took the Reiki. You may find that once you get the energy wants you to be a Reiki practitioner, but you by no means have to. We'll talk more about that too. And I want to encourage everyone too, like if you feel healing in these videos with these in the invocation, with the lives, if you like this, share it in your stories, share it to friends you think would also like it and resonate. So I want to find more people. So with no further ado, let's get into our Reiki invocation. This is how we start every live. And a Reiki invocation is a brief guided meditation that helps you drop into your body. It invites and invokes the Reiki energy to come in. And it's a healing experience in and of itself, as well as creating a sacred container for me, you, everyone who joins, everyone who joins live, everyone who watches this later. It creates like this safe, sacred healing vortex of just like good vibes blasting through time and space. So yeah, if you want to receive Reiki, you will. If you're not so sure about it, you won't. Reiki is conscious and respects free will. So it won't go to you if you're like, I don't know if I want that. Okay? So just allow the experience to wash over you. So at this time, go ahead and close your eyes. Take some slow, deep breaths, tuning into your body, turning your awareness inward, letting go of what you were doing before this, letting go of the external world, dropping into your inner landscape, that rich inner terrain that is so fertile to be explored. And you can place your hands comfortably on your body. The light of Reiki fills the air that you breathe. Your breath fills your body with the light. As you breathe in the light within you wakes up. The light within you is revealed. The power of divine love fills your breath and is revealed at the core of your being. The power of the divine mind fills your breath and is revealed at the core of your consciousness. The power of the divine heart fills your breath and is revealed in the light of your heart. The power of the divine earth fills your breath and is revealed in your body. The power of God fills your breath, and the power of God is revealed in you. The power of your Holy Spirit is revealed within you. Look inside and say thank you to you. Appreciate you and how deeply you love. Together we say thank you to the divine ones who join us. We invite your divine guidance, healing, and empowerment. Aho, amen, namaste, and so it is. Thank you, mahalo. As a child of God, I claim my power and purpose as a servant of God. I demand that all darkness leave me and all who are watching immediately. I ask that Archangel Michael place me and all who are watching in his blue bubble of protection against all darkness. Welcome. Welcome back. Welcome to our sacred blue Reiki-filled container. That's what we're swimming in. That's how I like to roll. It feels good to feel good. Reiki makes me feel really good. I think it makes some of y'all feel really good. If you've been tuning in before, then you know what I'm talking about. If this is your first time, welcome. Maybe I haven't scared you off so far. I'm gonna pour some tea. I've got some tea here. It's my favorite combo, butterfly pea and mamaki. And I actually realized yesterday when I was filming my best kept secrets of radiant health and spiritual awakening video for my free mini course for my email list, blah 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 blah, so many words. I was drinking this particular blend, and so I filmed the video. It's really powerful, and then I watched it after, as I was saying, and was like, who was that? And I was realizing it was like the divine feminine, and I also realized it was straight up the spirit of mamaki too. I was drinking the mamaki, and plants have spirits, y'all. Some of y'all know this, others of you may be less familiar with this, but mamaki is a sacred plant in Hawaii and has like a feminine energy in my experience. I don't know, some of y'all watching might have more knowledge of Hawaiian herbalism and medicine, but in my experience what was coming through was like divine feminine through the mamaki tea. Like the spirit of that plant was then speaking through me and like transmitting because I was drinking it. That's how it works, y'all. Everything we consume matters. Everything we consume. It all matters. It all has a spirit. You can be drinking the spirit of alcohol. You could be drinking the sacred spirit of mamaki tea. You know, what do you choose? What do you choose? The spirit of alcohol is not one that serves. I'll say that. It is not one that serves. It is one that destroys. Okay? And yeah, like some of the downloads I was getting about addiction, like even these substances we get addicted to, like they try to get you to stop taking them. And I think, it's not like maybe the spirit of alcohol is good, bad, I'm not sure. Like it starts destroying your life and your body and like tries to get you to stop taking it. People don't listen, and keep taking it. And I think there's actually a third variable problem. I think the problem is actually not the alcohol, is often not the substance, okay? And yeah, they're highly addictive and all that, I know. But I think there's a third variable problem where it's actually like the vibration of that substance attracts certain entities and energies and like hungry ghost type spirits that then just want more and will be driving that compulsive behavior around whatever the substance is. This is what I was downloading because I was like, oh, well, okay, it's just like the spirit of the alcohol is bad, or like the spirit of, marijuana. I know a lot of y'all, some people like really enjoy marijuana. Like I'm not here trashing marijuana, but like for other people, like it's not a good thing, Another question I've been working with is like, what about like microdosing? What about these people who smoke weed every day, or like microdose mushrooms and these different things? What about that? I've been getting interesting answers about that too. Probably not so popular answers about that because people seem to love the microdosing and love taking these sacred plants all the time. But yeah, you see, that was a tangent. I'm going to have some tea, and if y'all have any questions or comments, I invite you to go ahead and drop those in the chat. I would love to interact. I have plenty of things I can talk about, but I also want to talk about and address anything that's on your heart. So I invite you to do that. And also my little blessed cat Reiki master sitting by the door scratching herself. Maybe you can hear her bell. I'm going to go ahead and let her out. But if y'all have any questions or comments, please, or emojis even, drop them in the chat. say anything. Y'all being quiet today. It's a mellow day. Are y'all feeling that? My energy was like really high last night, and like I couldn't hardly, I like didn't want to go to sleep, you know, so like amped and stoked and yeah, but I did go to sleep. But this morning I feel more mellow, like something settled, like the energy feels more mellow today. It's another somewhat rainy day here. Looks like it's clearing up a bit though. Grateful for that. Welcome friends who are coming in. Just getting settled. A little bit more relaxed today, I was just saying. It's good. The ebbs and flows, the cycles. Yesterday we talked a lot about crystals. And hello. I love crystals. Literally, it's like everywhere I look, there's a crystal. And, you know, they're really fun. They're really useful. They are what I consider mystical experience potentiators. Okay, they help us drop in. You know, they're energy clearing. They're doing a lot. They're doing a lot all the time. They're like our guides. They're working 24/7. You know, you start connecting with them, asking them to do specific things. They're more than happy to do it. But in reflecting on that talk, something that came up for me was also the need to express the fact that you absolutely do not need crystals. You don't need crystals. You don't need any of the magical or mystical props, like, or the spiritual jewelry, like any of it. You don't need it. You don't need any of it. You know, these are like extras, they're bonuses. Like, you came in with everything you need. You came in with everything you need. It's a matter of remembering it. It's a matter of restoring your connection with the divine. It's a matter of, you know, recognizing the way social conditioning, family, trauma, abuse, etc. created this false self around you, okay? And stripping that away to reveal the authentic self, the higher self. And that's what Holy Fire Reiki does, okay? All of these objects, these sacred objects, and you know, if you look at any tradition has, Jonas, it's not a matter of letting others tell you what to do. Absolutely. Yeah. But it is, turning away from an external authority and into an inner authority, right? And really connecting with that inner authority. Really, really connecting with that inner authority and acting out of that and trusting that and cultivating that and empowering that and strengthening that. So again, these are external objects. They're fun. They are magical. They are amazing. But ultimately, they aren't necessary. You may, like for me, in my process of waking up and like remembering who I am, and like going to my first psychic fair, for example, back in 2015 and north of Indianapolis with this wonderful couple I met in my yoga studio there, the yoga studio I went to. They took me to a psychic fair, and that was my introduction to crystals. And the wife of that couple, the woman in the couple, was like sharing with me about crystals, and she had a bunch of crystals at her house, and it immediately resonated with me, and the crystals started helping me remember. It was immediate resonance, you know. The same kind of feeling I get when I'm like walking in nature and like, oh, I remember, like I connect to my natural being, my inner child, that kind of thing. You know, having the malas too. I remember getting my first mala. It was actually that same year, 2015. I got a whole bunch of malas because that was my first time being introduced to them, which is like pretty much like a Buddhist type rosary. It's like a meditation rosary. And this is a mala here. And working with that, and just like a Catholic might use a rosary, saying a mantra each time you go to a different bead, and using it as like a meditation assist. Because if any of y'all have sat in meditation, like, it can be hard to just sit there and do nothing and stay for the 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 30 minutes or however long you're meditating. So, you know, having a mala and having a mantra to work with, the mantra is the anchor for the mind, and the mala helps you, like, you know, tactilely, like, keep track of how many times you said the mantra, because, you know, there's like a whole numerology to it. If you say a certain number of times like that, that is very powerful, you know. I learned in India a really cool way to count on my fingers too. See, you don't need the physical object, the external object. They're nice, and by God, this is pretty. But in India, I learned how to count basically on my hand, like using the different like pads of the fingers and making like a spiral. It was really cool. So again, we have the equipment, we have all the equipment. But I also, at the same time, it's like, you don't need any of this stuff, but any of this stuff that you are drawn to, absolutely use. Absolutely play with, experiment with, see what works, see what comes through. These things can help us remember. These things can be reminders too. Like having the crystals around, it just like reminds me, like, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. And it also, it captures the Reiki energy too. Something that came to my awareness this morning when I was practicing yoga as a possible topic to discuss with y'all is like the fact you can infuse sacred objects with Reiki. You can infuse, you know, your jewelry, your crystal jewelry with Reiki. You can infuse your crystals with Reiki. You can infuse a rosary with Reiki. You can infuse, you know, your smudge wand with Reiki. You can infuse your food with Reiki. You can give Reiki to your plants or animals, all these things. You can put it in your water too, right? Like, I can infuse this tea with Reiki. It was coming from the crystal charged jar anyway. Like, it's good. What else can you do? Yeah, any kind of sacred object. If you use certain objects in ceremony too, like my Reiki master teacher teaches like a burning bowl ceremony. You could infuse the burning bowl with Reiki. Another cool thing, when I was taught in my Reiki 1 and 2 class the first time, we were told we could infuse like our journals with Reiki. Intentions, writing intentions on, you know, a piece of paper. I just thought there was a Reiki symbol on there. I was like, I need to turn that around real quick. Let's say you have your intention written on this paper, and you could make it smaller and then sit with it in meditation in the morning or when you're praying, and you could place your hands on it like this. You could activate the Reiki symbols on your hands, or simply just infuse it with Reiki that way. And it empowers those intentions. It charges those intentions. It charges those prayers. Gosh, everything's flowing good today, y'all. That was like my next topic was Reiki empowers prayers. Reiki empowers intentions. Reiki empowers any prayer you say, whether it's like a traditional Catholic prayer, whether it's a mantra, right? Om Shri Matre Namaha. That's one I worked with in India at my yoga teacher training. That one was so good. And y'all, it's so funny. I'm realizing now that mantra is like manifesting now. Really hardcore. It brought up a lot of healing. I started saying it 2017. A lot of healing happened then. A lot of healing happened 2018, 19, 20, like all since saying it. And y'all, I wasn't saying it consistently. I said it consistently, like many days in a row. Yeah. But it's not like I still say it every day, but saying it that many times in a row, counting on my hand, saying it out loud, saying it to myself, and I was pretty strict about it for a while. It worked. It was evoking the divine feminine. It was evoking the sacred feminine. It was like, it was healing the mother. It was healing the mother. It was healing my relationship with the mother. Meaning, like, you, mom, like physical mom, but also like creator mother, like Mother Earth, my internalized mother self. Also, I'm coming to realize I'm an earth mother. Like, that's what I'm here to be, is an earth mother of adults like y'all. A meditative journey says, thank you for sharing your knowledge. I found that deep breaths help with calming down the mind when I meditate. Used it during today's yoga practice, relaxing and grounding. Absolutely. And the whole meditation tradition of Vipassana meditation, which might be the kind of meditation you practice, is to use the breath basically as the mantra, to use the breath as the anchor, to use the breath as the focal point where you keep returning to the breath. You're sitting, you're breathing. The mind, because y'all, if any of y'all sat to meditate, the mind wanders. There's a bunch of thoughts, okay? This is not bad. This doesn't mean you're not meditating right. This doesn't mean your brain's broken. It means your brain's working great. It means your mind's working great. And so Vipassana meditation, you're using the breath as the anchor. So when the mind wanders, you start thinking about, I need to put those ripe bananas in the freezer before they start rotting and attracting fruit flies. Oh, loving awareness notices that thought. Loving awareness drops back into the inhalation and the exhalation. I learned a bunch of different meditation techniques in my Buddhist studies. Like, open eye, closed eye, like where your gaze is, if you're focusing more on the in breath versus the out breath. You can get really technical and really micro with it. But I really like what a meditative journey says. Like, keep it simple. Just like breathe deeply and pay attention to the breath. Like, that can be good. So I also found in those Buddhist circles, like a lot of time those people, they were like getting like way too nitpicky with stuff. And like that, one of the teachings in that tradition was not too tight, not too loose. Not too tight of like being specific and like, by God, I'm going to be paying attention to that in-breath so hard that I meditate so good. This would be too tight, right? And your gaze is like, really low and really close into your body, versus being too loose would be like, this is where I was a lot of the time. I would be like a little bit too loose because I was getting like so relaxed. And other people were they were worse than me, but there were mornings where I was pretty bad too, where you're so loose, you're so relaxed, you're not doing any technique. You just sitting there. You're feeling so good. Maybe it's real early in the morning. Maybe you're not awake yet. Maybe you haven't had enough coffee yet, because back then I was drinking coffee. My adrenals were not working well. And you so loose in your meditation, you fall asleep. And I can't tell y'all how many people in the monastery, like the ordained monk, like the head monk, we falling asleep during meditation. And like it was especially the older folk, like the older monastics falling asleep. They was a little too loose in the meditation. It was hilarious. But y'all, there were like more than once, like I too was too loose and was nodding off, or I would realize, Taylor, you're not doing, or Kunga, because that was my name then. Kunga Datso. All Joy Moon Lake. The all joy, all joyful part did inspire this handle of mine, Joyful Raw Life. I wanted to keep that vibration of the joy going because that really resonated. The teacher who gave me my Buddhist name, like, I was like, yeah, he nailed it. He saw me. All joy Moon Lake. But yeah, I'd be like, Kunga, you're not doing any technique. You need to pick one and like at least do it a little bit. At least stay awake. So yeah, what was I saying? What were we doing? What are we doing, y'all? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Reiki empowers prayers. Okay, the one that I learned right after my Reiki 1 and 2 training was, heal me and guide me so I may be of greatest service to myself, others, and the world. Asking Reiki, heal me and guide me so I may be of greatest service to myself, others, and the world. Heal me and guide me so I may be of greatest service to myself, others, and the world. This prayer came from William Lee Rand, who's like a very influential, like basically he's just organizing stuff. He's doing a lot of the masculine stuff that's necessary to bring this energy and decimate it far and wide to the people. Hello, all the friends who are joining. We're just in the Reiki swimming pool, swimming around, splashing around. Welcome in. So he shared that prayer and he said that's the one he worked with right after he got Reiki. And then he actually said it like, heal me and guide me so I may be of greatest service to the world. And then my Reiki 1 and 2 teacher I took from the first time in Louisiana, she added the part, greatest service to myself, others, and the world. And I was like, girl, yeah, good point, right? Like, maybe it sounds a little selfish, but it's also like, I'm living life, like, I need help too. The more I can be helped and healed and guided, that is going to help me help other people better, raise their vibration, raise the vibration of the world. So, like, what she added, I think, was spot on. And yeah, I was working with that prayer a lot right after my Reiki training, and like, having that guide my, really, this is so typical me. Like when I learn something new and like it works really well, like I'm like, the discipline I learned at the monastery, I activate that and I'm like, okay, I will do the full Reiki self-treatment on myself every day. And I was doing that. And then I was sitting and I was with this prayer. I had like my intentions and things written on pieces of paper and I was empowering them with Reiki. I was saying this prayer, I was doing Reiki on other people as much as possible, because you learn more about the energy the more you work with it, the more you evoke it, like in any way, you learn more about the Reiki energy just by like putting it in the tea, right? Like charging up the tea with Reiki. Every little way you can use it, you come to understand it more. I've come to understand it a lot more and cultivated more of a personal relationship with it. So like certain things I share here, like I haven't heard other people talking about, or at least not in the way I'm talking about it, because this is me sharing my personal relationship with Reiki, And it is truly a personal relationship. Because like I said, you can use it in any way you want, for personal healing, healing others, healing specifically physical things, just mental and emotional things, really going deep with it and doing like spiritual, shamanic, holy fire Reiki type things, which y'all know I'm like, yeah, let's definitely do that. Let's do all of that. And like, I want to see all of it, and I want to learn how to navigate being a sensitive person and fully turn on all my senses and be as extrasensory as I am able to. to perceive reality as it is, and to be aware as possible of how the Reiki energy works and how the healing works and what all, and to understand, disease too, fully and completely. That's part of why I believe I'm here, is to see that big picture, and Reiki empowers me to do that. And I was realizing now, and reflecting on this prayer from William Lee Rand and my first Reiki teacher, Caroline Youngblood, I was like, I'm basically saying the same prayer now, but it's in my own words, it's in my own language. I use more words. I probably overcomplicated it, but it's what makes sense to me. And my version of this prayer now is something more like, help me to become aware of, understand, let go, and release all aspects of my ego, my Taylor personality, my false self, so that I may fully embody my highest self and accomplish my soul purpose in life, my soul mission, what I came here to do, which is to help other people, right? Serve other people, help others reestablish their direct connection to the divine, as well as to helping everybody do that, but help more physical minded people go beyond their bodies and realize they are a lot more than their bodies. They can experience the spiritual awakening and dimension to life, and it'll actually create fuller, more well-rounded health, which is what they're after anyway. They may just not understand that this is available. And also helping the more spiritually minded folks stop trying to leave the body and astral project out and we're swimming in the ether, and totally ungrounded. Call them back in, come back in the body, and be embodied and be healthy. Be healthy too, because I can't tell you how many healers I've met who aren't healthy, and that's going to limit their ability to heal other people and stay healthy themselves, right? If they're just giving their own energy away and draining, and then feeling depleted after a day, and then, oh my God, stuffing with too much unhealthy food, not exercising enough, that kind of thing. Or, a lot of the spiritual people I know meditate, sit on their butt too much, They need to move their bodies more and eat some healthy, lighter food and do a bit of detoxification and cleansing, all of this. A Meditative Journey says, I also find that it helps with meditation to keep my spine erect. Yes, posture is key. Interestingly, when I was a teenager, my deepest meditation was focused on the eyebrow area. Yeah, because you knew what was up, that third eye. Y'all know that is a lock. Maybe some of my yogis in the house know about the bandhas. There are bandhas, there are locks in the body. So you have at the root chakra, the mula bandha, which is the perineum area. It's that muscle if you were gonna try to stop peeing because, oh my God, you need to stop peeing. Some of my older watchers might know what I'm talking about. Incontinence, yeah. Those muscles, the Kegel muscles too, and it's the rear end, the glutes, all of that is a root lock. Then you have a lock here at the solar plexus. Close it up. That strong abs. If y'all have ever seen me do the breath work, sometimes I share that in my stories. Everything It's working on those muscles, the abdominal muscles. That's a lock there. And then you have throat lock too. These all have Sanskrit names. I'm not remembering them. Mula Bandha I remember because I just always remember that one, but the other ones I can't remember at this moment. Throat lock is like this. You're tucking your chin in a bit. Just like pulling it back, locking the throat. And then you have a third eye lock, which is eyes closed, and you're bringing your eyes closed, but them together towards this point. So you're basically like cross-eyeing yourself and concentrating the eyes on your third eye, like your pineal gland, your third eye, the inner seeing. The first eye. Somebody calls it the first eye. Is that Ralph Smart? I think that's legit though, the first eye. It's like, that's the real eye. That's the eye you want to be. You want to be open. But not so open you seeing dead people all the time unless you want that. I'm not asking for that. Let's just be clear about that. But more about these locks. So these locks are going up the central channel too. Okay? In yoga, it's believed that we have this central channel. And that's basically, it's like the tube. It's like a tube of light. And it's going from your root chakra down at the base. Y'all can't see, but my hand's like down kind of, in my lap. Y'all know what I'm talking about, root chakra. All the way to the crown of the head. And really, we have chakras that are lower than that too. You got chakras at your feet and like below your feet. And some even describe it as like a pillar of light, like you're standing in this like light tube. It's really cool. Like, that's the kind of visualization I used to do that's like prepared me for what I can do now. So you got chakra, you got like a pillar or tube. The yogis think of it, I think, as just the main chakras. A tube that starts at your root and then up here at the crown. And in between, you've got these locks. So you can lock the energy just down from root to like this one, the solar plexus one, or from root to throat, keeping the energy in there. And why would you want to do that? Because have you ever met someone whose energy is like blah, 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 all over the place? There are a lot of people like that. Maybe you're not like that. Y'all are probably like more the quiet folk who have a better grip on your energy. But there's some people, it's like, yeah, they need to pull their energy in, and going from this lock, the third eye lock, and holding it there, and having the root lock too, that's going to circulate all the prana, all the life force energy, or Reiki energy. If you are infusing your breath with Reiki, y'all, I just realized this. I need to start doing this. This is so cool. This is gonna, oh my God, y'all, I'm doing this certain breath work that is working on, it's the root lock. Okay, this is one of Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations, which are bomb. I can't recommend them enough. Okay. You do a root lock. You're like squeezing the perineum. The glutes kind of help you like feel like you're squeezing the perineum more. You squeeze the solar plexus, the abdomen, and he instructs you to be drawing air up. Like you're sipping it through a straw and pulling the energy out of like the body, out of the unconscious, the subconscious mind, and into the higher areas, okay? And what it does, when you have the locks on and you're drawing air up like that, it will actually, he's done studies and like shown this on brain scans and everything. Like, this is legit. This is scientific too. It takes the cerebrospinal fluid and like shoots it up your spinal column, and it'll like activate and massage and liquidate. It'll inject fluid into the area surrounding the pineal gland, and it'll like start healing and reactivating the pineal gland, which is your third eye. And in most people, it's so crystallized, calcified. It's calcified. Like, it's not working. That thing is turned off. Any kind of like the pharmaceuticals, a lot of the street drugs, alcohol, all the fake food people eat. All of these things just like serve to like calcify all the acidic diet stuff people are doing, coffee, like all the ways people pollute their bodies. That will just calcify and make your little pineal gland like shut the frick down, like computer shut down, pineal gland is off, it's still there. But this meditation really closing that root channel, shooting all the air, the prana, the cerebrospinal fluid, and just, it's like massaging the pineal gland, and then the pineal gland is secreting a bunch of melatonin and DMT and all of these things. Your body will naturally produce chemicals so that more of the mystical experiences are available. Or let's say you're like, well, I don't really want mystical experience. How about mental clarity? How about seeing your life clearly? How about seeing others clearly? How about just knowing like what to do and what's needed and all of that? You know, those basic things happen too. I talk a lot about the mystical stuff because that's what I'm like so excited about, but like these are amazing as well. Just like having clarity about anything and everything, whatever you need, like that. Inner seeing, clear seeing. I believe it's called the Ajna chakra. Yes, it is. Between the eyebrows. Any thoughts on Qigong and the similarities between Qigong and prana? I don't have a whole lot of experience with Qigong. I think I took like a couple classes, or maybe did a little bit in my back in my like Buddhist days. Some of the teachers taught that. I enjoyed it. I think it's working with prana, right? In the same way that yoga is like working with the prana too. I really encourage people, I mean, this is what I'm teaching in my mini course. Find whatever kind of movement you can do mindfully, and it can be a total spiritual practice. It can be a way to move your body where you're getting exercise, you're circulating things, but also bringing that awareness to it and like receiving spiritual downloads, receiving more prana, receiving more life force energy, you know, I activate Reiki when I do yoga. I think it's absolutely a beautiful practice. And if that's what's calling your heart, I would say do it, you know, absolutely do it and see what you discover. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be activating Reiki as I do the breath work, like infusing the breath with the Reiki to be traveling up my central column and into my pineal gland, into that Ajna chakra. That is going to be phenomenal. But yeah, the bandhas are very powerful, working with prana and keeping the prana in that central channel too. So in this breath work I do, it's the root lock, sending the prana up, and then it's retaining it. That's kind of the point of the locks. You lock it down and you retain. You retain the breath, and that prana can circulate. And if you charge the prana, the breath, with Reiki, then that Reiki is just circulating and healing and activating the central channel. So I'm absolutely going to start doing that. And yeah, absolutely. I talk about this in my Best Kept Secrets exclusive video mini course that's free that all of y'all can sign up for. I think y'all would all probably be super interested in what I'm teaching there. I talked about that in the video yesterday. Is like, breath work is legit, super legit. It can really stimulate Kundalini awakening. For those of y'all who know what Kundalini awakening is, it can really stimulate these higher sensory abilities, but also just being able to, again, see yourself clearly, remember who you are, why are you here, what kind of decisions do you need to make, like practical. It makes all the practical stuff easier and less onerous. And you get those like real grounded benefits of spiritual awakening, but also like the Kundalini stuff where mystical stuff becomes your everyday. It's for real. So if that sounds interesting, y'all sign up for that free video mini course. The link to that is in my bio, and it's in the description if you're watching this on YouTube later on. And I give a free video every week. And this week's video was about spiritual practice. And I had channeled notes before I did the video. Because often I can channel talking and I can channel writing. Help is really good. And I channeled all these notes down and I had all these realizations. And then it came through in the video. And then I was seeing like the loving awareness of the divine. Oh, yeah, poor connection. Y'all, I'm going to get better internet soon. It's going to be upgraded to fiber optic. So that's exciting. But I was saying, isn't that funny? I was seeing the loving presence of the divine feminine come in, and then it's like connection stop. Like, we can't let her say that. But yeah, it's for real. And if you get on my email list, you will receive in the email exactly what I mean by that and who was coming through. And it's really cool. So you start talking about this kind of things, weird things start happening. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, also, as I said, if you like this series, if you're feeling healing in the Reiki invocations and what I'm sharing, you resonate, please share this in your stories. Share this with other people you think would resonate and like need the healing and need to hear this stuff. I would super appreciate that, because I want to find more of my people. And also, I'll be teaching Reiki 1 and 2. Y'all can jump on the training course waitlist. That link is in my bio or in the description, and that will be offered online in May. It's sure to be mystical, magical, empowering, healing, all the things. I'm very, very excited to teach that course and with all of y'all. So thank you so much for watching. Much love to all of you. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll see what time. Probably around the same time. I like this time. Much love. Namaste. Reiki, Reiki, Reiki. Reiki, Reiki, Reiki. Shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on. Reiki, Reiki, Reiki.